Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about the Dungeons and Dragons Magic the Gathering Wizards Play Network 2024 Direct Solutioning Maneuver. Right? Yeah, I think that it's a maneuver, right? And it changes it it un actually a key. Maybe it's better to say a key, right? Key. Yeah, because it unlocks an entire area of experience within Dungeons and Dragons and a new way for humans to learn with massively reduced risk. Okay, first of all, this is a playlist. You will have zero context if you do not start from the beginning of the playlist. So just check the link below. You'll see the playlist. You can watch this from the beginning and get full context. Thank you. All right. Okay, so let's get into this. All right, so the Magic the Gathering prints 5 cards within the Wizards Play Network 2024 set. It's Goblin King, it's Sarah Angel, it's Lord of Atlantis, it's Gia's Liege, and it's Zombie Master. And those 5 cards are extremely important because they're saying, hey, we want you to recognize this change that's happening within Dungeons & Dragons canon. In my humble opinion, they're saying, we want you to recognize this change. And the way we can get you to recognize this change is to map it across literally every WooBerg magic source, okay? And WooBerg, if you don't, and I'm so sorry. If you don't know what WooBerg is, get out. You have no business here. You cannot understand anything I'm saying, right? And I'm not trying to be insulting, but you have to have the language for this conversation. And I will tell you right now, less than 100 people, less than 1 in 1,000 people in the world have the language for this conversation. So just, and that's okay. I don't need to chase the masses, right? Like I'm doing something different with my channel and I'm very comfortable with that. And I'm not afraid to make a video that 5 of the smartest people in the world are going to understand, right? And get excited about. And then the rest of the world can catch up like 3 years from now. And that's totally okay. I've been doing it for years. So, all right. Okay. So they bring these cards in. Every single one of those has these iconic Magic the Gathering characters, which are all canon to Dungeons & Dragons through James Wyatt's work, which I've explained many times on this channel, okay? So they're all saying, hey, pay attention. What's happening in this card is that each of these iconic Magic the Gathering characters are now in an FLGS. Your FLGS, right? So Magic the Gathering is now canon to Magic the Gathering. The friendly local game shop is now canon to Magic the Gathering, right? Which means that your FLGS, your world, is canon to Dungeons and Dragons, right? The ramifications of that are huge. Why is that important, right? Well, first of all, I really appreciate your patience. I made an entire set of shorts addressing these cards, right? Talking about these cards and saying, hey, something huge has changed. What are the ramifications of this? And I was asking the question for a week, right? I was like, what is the ramification of this change, right? This is huge, right? And now I understand what the ramification of this change is. And the ramification of this change is direct solutioning. And I will explain Dungeons & Dragons direct solutioning in a moment. Now, I will just explain Dungeons & Dragons direct solutioning at some point. Please be patient. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it. All right, here we go. Okay. So the FLGS is canon to Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering is canon to Magic the Gathering. And your FLGS is IRL. It's in the real world, right? It's in real life, right? In our real world. Which means that what they've now created by James Wyatt's canonicity, in my humble opinion, is the realm of Earth. And this is the completion, this is the inversion of what Gary Gygax did in 1983. In 1983, he made the realm of Dungeons & Dragons. You're like, well, wait, what do you mean by the realm of Dungeons & Dragons, right? Do you mean Eberron, or do you mean, well, he couldn't have meant Eberron because it was 1983. But I think he had an idea where we were heading. But was he talking about Greyhawk? Was he talking about Mystara? What was the realm of Dungeons & Dragons? Well, it was this distinct realm. And on D&D Beyond, they now talk about the realm as the realm. Like they literally say, the realm. That is the realm of Dungeons & Dragons. What was created with the Wizards Play Network 2024 cards, with each of those iconic Magic the Gathering characters that could not be more core, more canon to Magic the Gathering, or more canon to Dungeons & Dragons, right? Merfolk are literally a Dungeons & Dragons species, right? Goblins are literally a Dungeons & Dragons species. Like, angels, like, are in the monster manual. Zombies are, like, every single one of them is mapped to D&D canon, right? And what they're saying is this is the realm of Earth. So these cards create the realm of Earth, okay? Which is the inversion of the realm of Dungeons & Dragons. Dungeons & Dragons is saying, hey, the realm of Dungeons & Dragons, that's where these kids from Earth went. They went from the realm of Earth, which is not established yet, right? Not named, right? Not shown, not depicted, right? But then they go to the realm of Dungeons & Dragons, right? So what's really happening here, what you're really seeing, is you're seeing the realm of Earth established within Dungeons & Dragons canon. And that's our Earth, this Earth, right here, right now. The moment those cards were created, I, J. Scott Garibay, you, Marlackle Hoopenslops, was created into canon in Dungeons & Dragons. And this 100% makes sense because James Wyatt has been hurdling Dungeons & Dragons to this event horizon. This is an event horizon, okay? To this event horizon where Dungeons & Dragons has hyper permissioned running IRL events through Dungeons & Dragons participation to answer a question, to supply a direct solution, to find out why, to find out where, to find out how, to find out what, to find out when, to answer every single real-world question that they have. That's the issue. So that is, and so basically, let me give you an example. So where this lands is that you are able to, there's no more artifice. You can just get together, you get your dungeon master together, and then you get five hyper engaged Dungeons & Dragons experts, and you run asking your girlfriend to marry you. And then you make that a campaign. And you ask her to marry you, and she says yes, and then you guys get married, and you decide to have 3 children, and you take this path through this career. But oh my gosh, Dungeons & Dragons shows that you get divorced 8 years later, and so you decide to not ask your girlfriend to marry you. That's direct solutioning, and that's what I believe the Wizards of the Coast, the Dungeons & Dragons Magic the Gathering Wizards Play Network 2024 cards, hyper permissioned, encouraged Dungeons & Dragons, encouraged peak Dungeon Masters and absolute peak Dragon Masters to do, in my humble opinion. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.